Hi, third graders. We're going to continue talking about place value today. So let's review a little bit of what we did yesterday. Remember, when we talk about place value, that means that every digit that occupies a number actually has value assigned to it. So remember, there are the ones. To the left, we have the tens. To the left of that, we have hundreds. Okay, and then there's a comma in between the thousands and the hundreds. So for example, if I had the number 427, right, my very first digit all the way over to the edge to the right, those are my ones. These are my tens. These would be my hundreds. So there are 4 hundreds, which would be 4 boxes, and we know that they're boxes because we've got 10 sticks, right? 10 sticks. If they were to count by 10 times, that would equal 100. So once we have 10 sticks, we can put a square around them, and we can kind of trade in all of these 10 sticks for one big flat piece that looks like this. So here's 100. It's the same thing as having 10 of these 10 sticks. So there are 4 hundreds. I have 2 tens, so here are my 2 10 sticks, right? 2 tens is 20, and then I have 7 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here's my place value drawing of 427. Remember, each digit has a value assigned to it. So we're going to look a little bit more at that today. Before we start our lesson, I want to show you that there are multiple ways to write a number, and you need to know all of these ways as a third grader, right? This is the one we're most familiar with. It's called the standard form, just showing those digits, right, in order. The hundreds, the tens, the ones. There are other numbers that you'll learn in 4th and 5th grade as well. So this is the one you're used to. It's called standard form. Sometimes we actually use words to write out a number. So here's 346. Here it is in words. 346. We always put a hyphen, that's that little dash in between, when we separate our tens and our ones. Okay, 46. So standard word. Today we're going to look at expanded form. That's where we take a number and we sort of stretch it out. When we expand something, we're making it bigger. So we're stretching out our number. Same number, 346, but I'm showing it in hundreds, right? I have 3 hundreds. Here's the 40, or my 4 tens, right? 4 tens is 40. Here are my 6 ones. So expanded form, stretching it out. Here is something you've been used to, right? Is the place value drawing. Same thing. 3 hundreds, that's what's shown here. 4 tens, which equals 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. And then our 6 ones, right? So these are some different ways to write the same number. It all has the same value, but they look very different. Now, yesterday, part of what you were supposed to do for your homework assignment was cut out these secret code cards from page 189A, right, all the way up to 189B. So if you have not cut these out and sent me that picture, you need to pause the video and you need to do that right now because you need these secret code cards. Okay, we're going to use those today. So if you've not done it, pause the video, get it done now, and then come back. Okay, we've cut out our secret code cards. We're going to use those today in just a second. I'm going to show you mine. Now mine I left in my book because I have separate ones that I already have cut out, so I didn't cut mine out in my book. Okay, you have one of these cards. You'll notice it's just a 1,000. Then you have a stack of hundreds, right? Here's 100. Here's a 700. Here's a 900. Okay, this would be 9 boxes because it represents 900. So there's my hundreds. Then I've got a stack of multiples of 10, right? 10, 20, 30, and so on. And then I have all of my ones. And you'll notice that in the corner of each of these cards, it gives you a value. So for example, here's my 80, right? And that is a value of 8 tens or 80. Okay, so that's in the corner of every single one. Now, I want you to take a second and I want you to make the number 372. I want you to be listening. 372. You can pause the video if you need to, so you can find the right secret code cards. 372. You should find the 300 card, the 70 card, 7 tens, and the 2 ones, right? If I were going to make this an equation, 300 plus 70 plus 2, 372. I can stack those on top of each other, but I want to show you something else before we start. I want you to flip these over on the back, and I want you to notice the front says this is the value of 300. On the back, it shows me that same value in a place drawing. Remember how I said 10 sticks, 10 of these equal 1 square, right? Or 1 box, because this is like having 10 of them stacked on top of each other and kind of glued together. 10 tens, if I count by 10 times, I'm going to get 100. So there's my 100. They put a box around the 10 sticks to show you, right, what that means. So there are 3 of them, 100, 200, 300 all together. On the back of this one, you can see that they've done 10 sticks, and they've got the dots to show you that 10 dots or 10 ones equals a 10 stick, and they drew a line through it. Here's how they showed you 5 of them grouped together. Remember, I showed you the space in between and then 2 more. You can automatically look at that and say, I know that's 5. You don't have to count it. It's 5 tens, right? 5 tens would be 50 plus 2 more tens. 50 plus 20 equals 70. Okay, remember, we're not talking about the amount, we're talking about the value. This is 70. Is 7 10 sticks. 7 times 10 is 70. And then on the back of the ones, right, we've got 2 dots. This one has 2 because the number is 2. So flip them back over and let's build some numbers. Okay, I have 3 hundreds. I have 7 tens, which is 70, and I have 2 ones. So there's my 372. Now, if I said build 302, I don't have any tens. 302, I wouldn't put any tens there. There's 302. 300s, 0 tens, 2 ones. All right, let's try another one. Let's build 148. Use those listening skills. 148. Here's my 100, my 40, my 4 tens, and 8 ones. 148. If I were to stack those, you can see there's the number 148. I have 1 of the hundreds, 4 of the tens, which is 40, 8 of the ones. When you flip those cards over, you separate those out, you can see here's my place value drawing of 100. Here's my 4 10 sticks, my 40, and here are my 8 ones. Okay, 148. Let's look at our math book on page 189. Okay, I want to show you before we actually start math. When you are keeping these in your baggie or in your pencil box, remember you're bringing these with you to small group and to math lessons. I always put the biggest one on the bottom, and then I put all my 100 cards, my multiples of 100, on top. Okay. I keep them in order. So I know that if this is 100, then one underneath it is 200. I keep them in order. Then I put my tens. I'm going to put my 4 tens back. And then I put my ones on top of that. Okay, I happen to have a clip that I clip mine together with. Maybe you have a rubber band, okay, something to keep them all together. That way, when I need to find the right card, I know they're in order. Okay, so I have those with me. So on page 189, right, that's after the pages that you ripped out to draw or to cut out your secret code cards. Okay, we're going to build some numbers on this page. All right, remember in the top, there's always a good vocabulary box. This one says hundreds, tens, ones, thousands. And then here's that word we talked about earlier, expanded form. Remember I showed you different ways to write a number. Expanded form is when we stretch it out. We separate it and expand it into its place value, into thousands and hundreds and tens and ones. So we're going to do some of page 189, and we're going to do a little bit with Puzzled Penguin on the back of 190. Okay, or actually maybe we'll save that for small group. So let's build and discuss these numbers. If I have 7 hundreds, 2 tens, and 9 ones, what number would I have? Right? You can build that with your secret code cards. 700. Here's a 20, which is 2 tens, and 9 ones. I'll put that right there. If I stack them, 700 plus 20 plus 9 is 729. Okay. The next one, 1,000 plus 600 plus 80 plus 4. I can stack my secret code cards. This time I'm going to use the really big one on the bottom, right? I have a 1,000. Now I need my 600s. Here's that one. Now I need my 8 tens or my 80. I'll put that down here because I don't have enough room. And I've got my 4 ones. And there are my 4 ones. That's it all stretched out, right? We want to squish it back together and write it in standard form. Write it the way we're used to writing a regular number. Okay, remember, on the back, it shows me my place value drawing. So I have 1,684. 1,684. Remember, when we write a number that has some value in the thousands place, we have to separate the thousands and the hundreds by a comma. And that comma sits on the line. Okay? And it needs to be big enough that you can tell it separates. 1, we say 1,684. Okay? This one is going to show you why it's important to use those secret code cards if we're not sure. If I have 400 plus 5, think about that, right? 4 hundreds, could draw a picture of it if you wanted to. 4 hundreds. Do I have any tens? I do not. And 5 ones, right? There are no tens. But I have to show that I don't have any tens by filling that space in, filling that value in with a 0. So this is 405, right? 4 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. 405. Remember, you can always look on the back, right, to help you with that. Now we're moving from that expanded form. Now we've got the words, right? 3 hundreds plus 4 tens plus 7 ones. Okay, sometimes friends like to draw those little lines for their place value. I have 7 ones, 4 tens, which is 40, and 3 hundreds. So I have 347. Okay, here's another one. It just says 8 hundreds and 110. If I write 8 hundreds, 110, well, that's the number 81, right? That would be 8 tens, 1 1. Well, that's not right. 8 hundreds and 110. But how many ones do I have? I don't have any, but I need to hold that place with a 0. So that is 810. That's why using those those secret code cards will help you. 8 hundreds and 110. Okay? I don't have any ones. I have to show that I don't have any ones. Okay, you try the next one. 1,000 plus 9 hundreds plus 110 plus 8 ones. Sometimes they'll mix these up. They'll scramble them. They'll put the ones over here and the thousands over here. So don't just put them in order. You need to read the numbers and read the words that are associated with it. What would this look like as a standard number? 1,000 plus 9 hundreds plus 110 plus 8 ones. I have 1,000, 9 hundreds, this is my hundreds. I have 110 and 8 ones. Okay, remember this is separated with that comma, and when you see that comma, you say the word thousand. 1,918. Now we're going to write it in 2 different ways, right? So you're going to get some practice writing it in 2 ways, and you're going to want to pay attention because your homework is going to have you do the same thing. So refer to this lesson if you're not sure how to do your homework. Okay, if I've got the number 585, I'm going to write it in expanded form in 2 ways. So circle that number 2. First, I'm going to use my secret code card, stretched out expanded form, right? How many hundreds do I have? I have 500. Then I have how many tens? I have 8 tens. So I'm going to do 500 plus my 8 tens, which is 80. Looking for my 8 tens. And then I have 5 ones. I'm going to add my 5 ones. Okay, 585. I can check myself by stacking them in order. Ones on top of tens on top of hundreds. 585 matches what they have here. Okay, that's 585. If I were to stack these up like a regular addition problem, remember we always talk about all the ones get stacked on top of each other, all the tens, all the hundreds. What would I have? 585. Okay, so this is stretching it out in expanded form one way. Here's the other way. How many hundreds do I have? I have 5 of them. So I'm going to write the number 5 and then the word hundreds. 5 hundreds. How many tens do I have? I have 8 tens and I have 5 ones. So you're using the word form, right? And showing how many of each. 5 of the hundreds, 8 of the tens, 5 of the ones. This is where you use the back. How many hundreds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. How many tens? 5, 6, 7, 8 tens, which is 80. And then how many ones? 5 ones. Okay, pause the video. I want you to do the next 2 on your own. Number 8 and number 9. You're going to write these 2 different ways, right? Stretching it out expanded form and then using the word to stretch it out in expanded form. So go ahead and pause the video. Do number 8 2 ways, do number 9 2 ways, and then come back and check with me. Number 8, I have 1,000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 7. So I have 1,000, 3 hundreds, 6 tens, and 7 ones. 213. 200 plus a 10 plus 3 ones. You can use your secret code cards to build that number. So now, if I stretch it out with the words, I have 2 hundreds. I have 1 10, which equals 10, and I have 3 ones, right? 2 hundreds equals 200. Okay? Double check that you've got everything copied down correctly here, because you will need to use this information on your homework tonight, your 3-1 homework. Bring your book with you to our small groups this week, okay, so that we can do a little bit more practice.